accidentally intentionally broke my stepdaughter's nose, and now life with my wife and stepdaughter might never be the same. Posted by you/prankuser2046. I know the title sounds bad, but please read and throw it away afterward, plus fake names. I, 38M, married Judd, 44F, a few years ago and acquired a stepdaughter, Abby, 14F, as a result. I started dating Judd when Abby was 8, met her when she was 9, and married Judd when she was 10. I'd say our relationship is okay, she doesn't act bratty toward me and respects me enough as her mom's husband. However, there is one glaring issue, her pranking nature. Abby loves to pull pranks. Some examples include hiding my car keys in a box with what looked like 100 dubs. I found them quickly because she failed to notice my keys had duct tape on them. Another time, she hid in the fridge, something I still find very weird, to scare the first person who opened it. Well, last Wednesday, I arrived home, and it seemed I was the only one there. Only my shoes were at the doorstep, and I even called out Judd's and Abby's names with no answer. This is somewhat normal, as Judd sometimes works late and Abby stays at school for extracurriculars. So, I played around with my dog, a German Shepherd and Husky mix, for anyone who might ask, for a bit and then decided to relieve myself. When I got to the bathroom, I noticed that the window cabinet was open. I thought nothing of it at first and unzipped my pants, but then I saw a shadow behind the shower curtain. I thought the worst and immediately punched the figure behind the curtain. Well, as everyone may have guessed from the title, it was Abby. She was making a prank video, and I hadn't noticed that she had propped her phone up on the bathroom cabinet with 2 cups. I'm not going to lie, I didn't hold back. I punched her as hard as I could. Her nose looked broken, and when I realized it, I flipped out, and so did she. After maybe 5 minutes of freaking out, I drove her to urgent care and informed Judd of the situation. Her nose was indeed broken and would need about 6 to 12 weeks to recover. Abby won't talk to me, and as for Judd, she thinks my actions may have been justified but also believes I should have approached the situation with more caution, though she has refused to elaborate on that. Relevant comments. Commenter. You punched someone. I don't need to read it to know you suck. Ops response. Well, I thought she was a junkie who invaded my home, but okay. I'll be more cautious next time. Enlighten me, what steps should I take next time? Commenter 2. Good lord. Abby's incredibly lucky, Op. It could easily have been a baseball bat instead of your fist, or worse. And if she pulls this kind of crap elsewhere, and since she loves to pull pranks, I assume she does, God only knows what could happen to her. I'm looking forward to Judd's enlightenment on what you should have done after calling out and confirming the house was empty, only to find someone hiding inside. From Judd's response to the incident, I suspect she enables Abby's pranking hobby and probably finds it cute and creative. It's not. Commenter 3. Op, it may be worth showing your wife this thread. She needs to understand exactly how dangerous your stepdaughter's pranks are becoming. Update 11 days later. Well, this blew up big time. Let's address a few things. Abby's pranking nature isn't just focused on me, she has pulled pranks on her friends, the neighbors, and at school. The school has called Judd several times about this, as they have resulted in mild vandalism. The refrigerator prank, she was 11 when that happened, not a grown teenager. It was a brand new and very large fridge that my uncle bought and showed off to everyone. She climbed in until he opened it again. Judd yelled at her, saying that she could have suffocated in there, and took her outside to scold her for a few hours. The video doesn't show the toilet at all, just the shower curtain. However, the issue still remains that this was a massive invasion of privacy. The video has been deleted, and Abby has admitted it was purely her fault. Now, the update. It's been a chaotic week. Judd still refused to elaborate on how the situation should have been handled. I showed her the post, and as a result, she did a complete 180. She suddenly thought it might be time to stage an intervention, and I agreed. We brought some of her friends, as well as my cousin's wife, Jess. Jess is an officer from another state, and Abby seems to respect her. In this intervention, we stated how we were each affected by her various pranks and how, in turn, they affected her. Jess also spoke about how many of these pranks border on criminal territory, meaning she could be arrested or face retaliation. It seemed to have gotten to her, and Abby cried a bit and promised to do better. When everyone else left, Jess stayed behind and brought to our attention a disciplinary camp that we could send her to. The program is 6 weeks long and involves group therapy, individual therapy, and constructive projects, whatever that means, and is held on a university campus. The program apparently has good reviews. Judd seems dead set on sending her to figure out her core problems. I'm a little hesitant about sending a kid away from home, but I'm the step-parent, so I have no say. Relevant comments. Commenter. Being sent away seems extreme. Have you looked into this program? Is it held at a religious college? She might end up abused at some of these types of teen rehabilitation camps or just exposed to kids who are worse. I realize it might not be your call, but I would suggest trying local therapy first, long before sending a kid away. Ops response. And I agree, sending a kid away from home will probably just damage them more. But Judd seems intent on dishing out the harshest punishment immediately, thinking that this will nip it in the bud. Or she doesn't want to be seen as an enabler. She changed her opinion really fast when I showed her the original post. Op adds an edit to his post. Okay, I swear Judd must be following my posts because now she's taking back what she said and is now thinking about doing what I and you fellow Redditors suggested in the first place, weekly therapy. So, we agreed that I'm going to find a therapist and front the bill for it since she didn't take this seriously in the first place. Commenter 2. Wait, why do you have to pay for her kid's therapy when she didn't take her behavior seriously? That doesn't make sense. Op's response. Because she doesn't know how to find therapists, she just wants to send Abby away. Commenter 3. Hasn't she ever heard of Google? Sounds like weaponized incompetence. Op's response. The program is free. Jess said that she could enroll Abby for free, which most definitely played a part in Judd wanting to send her there. Second update 7 months 2 weeks later. Well, it's been about 7 months, and there have been a few developments. Let's address some more things before getting into that. Up until recently, I've still been getting DMs asking why this brat is still in my house, why I'm friends with Jess, and why I named my wife Judd in my posts. I was drinking when I made my first post. I saved a draft and went back to it after sobering up for a few hours, fixing a bunch of grammatical mistakes, but clearly, some got overlooked, and it just stuck. I was planning on calling her Judy. Jess and I are not friends. She is married to my cousin, with whom I have a good relationship, as well as with their 2 daughters and Jess's daughter. Jess has a serious problem with boundaries. As for why Abby was still living with me, you have to understand, I, her stepfather, broke Abby's nose. If word got out, it would look really bad. I would be seen as an abuser and might have even been arrested. Several comments pointed out that I should have saved that video for my own safety. I was pretty much going insane at that point, and my wife thought nothing of it, believing I should have just let it go until I showed her my original post. Honestly, I wanted to keep the intervention we had small and not involve her friends because I felt they didn't need to know about it. I just wanted her grandparents and Jess to show up, but I was convinced otherwise. So, the update. We decided to send Abby to weekly therapy. We agreed that I would find and pay for it, and if it worked, my wife would reimburse me. It did work. Abby improved a lot, and she realized how much damage she had done and is working to improve things. She even started doing volunteer work, which I didn't think she would do. She has apologized profusely, realizing how disgusting her prank was. She also deleted her TikTok account, claiming that's where she got all the ideas from. We decided to get her a new smartphone for her birthday 3 months ago as a reward for the improvements she made. We had taken away all smart devices as punishment. I don't think I mentioned that before. As for me and my wife, I gave her an ultimatum. Since therapy worked for Abby, it was time for us to go to couples therapy, or we would separate. We had been having problems even before this whole incident, and now it kind of had to be forced. For the past 2 years, we've been living more like roommates, and her enabling behavior was finally causing things to fall apart. She reluctantly agreed. It ended up being short-lived. During our sessions, she talked about how I blow things out of proportion and that I went too far by posting the incident online. She revealed that she had been following my posts, which is why she changed her mind about the camp. Our therapist then asked us both if we loved each other. I was honest and said yes, but it was becoming difficult. My wife, on the other hand, said she was in love with the idea of me. I needed a minute to process if I had heard that right, and she went on about how I was apparently a catch. I was younger than her, had a stable job, and owned a house, and she thought my loyalty was a bonus. I don't know why, but I asked her if she had cheated on me, and she said no. But it didn't matter, she had just revealed that she settled for me. I filed for divorce 2 months ago. We had a prenup, so things are going smoothly, aside from her erroneously claiming some jewelry as hers. But my lawyer believes it should be finalized within 1 to 2 months. So, my soon-to-be ex-wife has moved out along with Abby. My dog misses them, she just sits by the door, waiting for hours for them to come back. My soon-to-be ex-wife is not happy about how things have progressed. She's been calling me a spineless bastard who couldn't just tolerate how things were and has been telling that to anyone who will listen. But behind closed doors, she's been blaming Abby for the divorce, claiming it was her behavior that caused it. I know this because she has been calling and texting me semi-regularly. Abby is living with her grandparents now because apparently, her mother can't deal with her. I actually like my in-laws, they're really good people. They've apologized for their daughter's actions and even offered to reimburse me for Abby's therapy sessions. They told me they were going to take care of Abby because it seems her mother has finally lost it. I spoke with Abby and assured her that this wasn't her fault. Chances are, we were going to divorce regardless. She then told me that she didn't want me to leave and that I was the closest thing to a father she ever had. This surprised me. I never really saw myself as a parental figure for Abby, I only did the bare minimum. Outside of that, I just paid for school events, supplies, and would carve out some time for her, but I left it up to her if she wanted to spend time with me. I told her that maybe when she turns 18, we can pick up where we left off, but until then, I don't think we can see each other. Her mother would definitely try to keep her away from me, and honestly, I need some time away from Abby as well. Things are so quiet at home now, It's relaxing. So, there you go. I don't even care if my soon-to-be ex-wife finds this post. Relevant comments. Commenter. I'm 42 and single, but I'd rather be single than settle. Her lying about her feelings for you prevented you, during your relationship, from having the chance to find someone who truly loves you. It's the same with people who cheat, they're just keeping their victim from finding something better. Ops response. Therapy has been a godsend for me these past 2 months and has helped me process some of this stuff. Call it naivety, but maybe I was ignoring the red flags because my last serious relationship was when I was 25, and I did miss that time of my life. Commenter 2. I figured this was where this was headed. Good for you. You deserve better, Op. And congrats on being smart enough to get a prenup. Op's response. You know, when I brought up the prenup, she was hesitant and it took about 4 months to get her to sign it. I guess that alone should have screamed problems. Commenter 2. The whole if you love me, you will risk half your material possessions and money on the off chance that I am telling you the truth that I love you doesn't fly anymore. Anyone, man or woman, who gets married without a prenup is an idiot. You, sir, are not an idiot, but there are still lots of them out there. Commenter 3. That honestly sounds like you were leaving a massive crap show. One thing is the whole Abby craziness, but it makes sense. She's so unadjusted with a mom who thinks the idea of a person is enough. In general, I've heard a lot of my female friends say they're settling with their partners. I am a woman myself, and I've always found it strange that some women tend to see themselves as the better one in the relationship rather than as equals. It's a weird thing. But at least you're free now. Hopefully, there's someone out there who will love you for who you are, not just the idea of you. Congrats on getting out. And the prenup was at least a clever move. Remember to do that next time you decide to marry someone. You never really know which ones will turn back crap. Some of them are good at hiding it, sadly speaking from experience. Op's response. I don't think I will ever marry anyone again.